Hi, this is Ray from bailbondbidsnow.com. Boom, right there. On occasion, we get a question when somebody's arrested, they're pulled over, and they're arrested for a out-of-state warrant or a federal warrant out there. So, anyways, real quick, we've probably addressed it in other videos, but a federal warrant is obviously an arrest warrant for federal court. Okay, usually those are your larger charges and things like that, but not always. If it is a federal warrant, that whole bond process, as explained in other videos, takes place in its own, and you generally, almost always, do not use bail bondsmen. So if anybody tells you otherwise, that's probably not accurate. Now, likewise, if there is an out-of-state warrant, that becomes an issue. Generally speaking, if somebody has an out-of-state warrant, Oklahoma, Kansas, Alaska, who knows, and they get pulled over, generally in Texas, a Texas court cannot give a bond for that because it is an out-of-state warrant. And under federal law, we have to honor the requests and the laws of other states, even as the great state of Texas that we are, because we do believe we are a better state than anybody else. But that is what the law is. So in a nutshell, if it's federal or a state, extradition is the game. There is no bond to be played today. So is what an individual does if they're in Texas and they're waiting based on a warrant from an Oklahoma or another state, they can make a challenge to the extradition to that state. Extradition is bringing forth the body, that individual, to that state. And generally, there's a few days that they have where that other state has to send somebody over to pick them up and bring them back. And there's some certain challenges that you can make in Texas if you're physically not the same person that's listed on the warrant. Sometimes you can have those kind of hearings, and there's a few other things that you're allowed to challenge at extradition. And if a Texas court believes you prevailed on that, then they will release you. But that is the game out there. Now, there could be some exception that I don't know. Maybe we have some kind of special treaty with some certain states that might allow Texas bond. But from my experience and from my research, it generally doesn't happen. So once again, that is a rule. Extradition is the game. No bond to be played today. And don't let a bondsman or anybody else generally tell you otherwise. But maybe there's some exception I don't know about. So you never know. So if that happens, on that occasion, I would probably first talk to a lawyer just to make sure that there's no way to challenge that extradition. All right. If there ever is another situation where a loved one is arrested, that's why we created bailbondbidsnow.com, where you can put their information in one time and allow local bondsmen to compete to give the best terms. So I hope this information is helpful. Don't hesitate to reach out with any questions. All right, guys. Bye-bye.